English, my moment of truth. Debate. Result of ranking dumbs down Japanese competitive minds. Says who? The Foreign Affairs magazines, one of the most authoritative magazines the world over. Japanese, by and large, love ranking, and they love tests. Test English instead of communicative English. They love to take tests. So they think that the higher the better. The highest organization is the United Nations. Anyone who gets in the United Nations, oh, that makes everyone happy. Look, my son has entered the Kokuren Daigaku, Kokuren. It has a magic ring. But what about the ranking? Foreign Affairs says the ranking dumbs down. The dumb down means the level down in Japanese. So let the debate begin. Affirmative rock. Foreign Affairs says the ratings dumb down global governance. The Japanese are competitive enough without the ranking system, without being rated, because every nation has to be self-sufficient, self-contained to get ahead. Why do they have to compare with other persons? Always, some Japanese are almost paranoid, saying, look, see how Koreans look at us, how Chinese look at us. Everyone thinks in terms of how other people look at you. That's bad because you always worry about consensus, eyes of the world on you. That's the best way to destroy it. But if there's a ranking system, because you're always embarrassed, ashamed to see how other people look at you. So if you get rid of a ranking system, everyone is happy. So without ranking, don't worry, be happy. Negative win. Let me cross-examine the affirmative. The three questions. Number one, is the Foreign Affairs an authoritative magazine? What kind of a magazine is this? For foreign diplomacy guys. Number two, Japanese interest in global governance. Hey, what is a global governance? They're trying to govern the whole world, joining hands with each other, joining forces with other people. And the question is not very clear. The contention is kind of ambiguous. Number three, how can competitive spirit be measured? Some people say we are very competitive, but how? By what criteria? On what ground? So how else can competitive spirit be measured? So the only thing that measures these is by ranking. Negative rock! Japanese need to rely on objective methods of rating to prove that they are capable of global competition. Why? Because if you see the glass of water, and some people argue it's half empty. The pessimists, that's a pessimist view. The optimists think it's half full. So the truth is, in the eyes of the observers, foreign observers, bona fide observers who look at it objectively, we need objective criteria. Otherwise, the people are so arrogant. We are number one. If everyone's number one, who can judge their strength without method of measurement? So objectivity is vitally important. You have to keep that in mind. Affirmative wind, I'm on the wing. Three questions. Any objective rating methods? The negative says objectivity. Hey, what about the rating system? Rating system per se is objective. Or no, it's a subjective. Number two, why do Japanese need to stay globally competitive? Global competition doesn't matter. What matters most is the survival skills. How can a nation survive? Look at all the countries in Europe. Would Scotland be able to survive? The Irish would be able to survive. The Great Britain would be able to survive. The Germany, France, Portugal, you name it. They're trying hard to survive. Why global competition? Their major concern is survival. So that any proof rating improves competition. you are trying hard because you're given incentives. But if you get a 4 point and then you get money, that's incentive. Incentivization, meaning the ranking doesn't prove any competitiveness. I found a fire. I'm back on fire. All ranking agencies and raters are biased. I'm telling you that. Everyone is biased. Japanese ought to know their own score. They think they're objective or they're subjective. They're anything but objective. So the Japanese should know better. Japanese ought to know their own score. So let go of rankings. Just change the game instead of following the rule like a sheep. You're not a sheep any more than I am. So try to be on your own. So get ahead of yourself. Try to score yourself to shine by your own light. Need for fire. I'm also on fire. Affirmative says they're biased. So what? I'm biased. I'm telling you the truth. I'm biased. Who isn't? So who wants to rank lows? Even to the University of Tokyo University needs to improve the ranking to get more global attention. Like Dr. Nakamatsu told me at this studio that when he was Todai student, undergraduate, the Todai was used to be number 1. Now down to 23rd in the world ranking system. He says he's ashamed of it. Because of the shame, he tried hard to turn the situation around, picking up a lot of college kids following after him. So the ranking system works because you're trying harder. Without ranking, if everybody is number 1, who tries harder? Negative water. Furthermore, what if ranking dumps us down? Which evaluation works? Why they try harder for a higher ranking? Everyone has a will to go higher. Look, when I was in Okinawa about 5-10 years ago, I used to enjoy the fighting between cockpit vipers, habu, versus mongoose. They're fighting for real. Someone gets killed, someone gets injured. That's a fun actual fighting. And a couple of years later, I saw the same fight. There was no competition. It was just a swimming competition in the water tank. The habukun and what's this? Mongoose, the swimming, trying to get ahead of each other. That killed the joy of the people. I was so disappointed. They let me down. That's not the competition I'm talking about. I found the water. Let me sum it up for you. But the native stated his own experience of the habu mongoose competition. But he thinks that the fighting each other for bloodthirsty sport is better. I totally disagree with him. What if everyone gets ranking conscious, they're trying to get ahead of each other in a bloodshed? No, they're just competitive. Swimming competition might work because instead of killing each other, sport is much better than martial art in that respect. So that the Japanese can be on their own without shedding blood. So, forget about the ranking. Be on your own. はい、判定に入ります。今回複雑な気持ちでこのテーマを選びました。私自身はランクを意識しないという主義でね、武道家として、金銀銅関係ないと、勝つか負けるか成果しだ。失敗が成功2しかないって言ってきたんですが、ちょっとあるヤフーのやっぱり個人ニュースの戦いでランクが出ます。気になりますね、この私でも。 落ちたくはない。そして、今日5人の人に聞きましたら、やはり励みになるって多いですね。ただ一人だけはですね、励みになると、この問題はなんでこれランキングシステムが問題なのかって、その評価の仕方に公平性を欠くかどうか、客観性を欠くかどうかということが問題になってるんで、ランキングそのものは向上心に役立つということが圧倒的に多かったです。したがって今回ランキングはレベルダウンをさせることはない、向上心を煽るということで決まりました。否定が勝ち。Way of English coming up!